Thank y'all for coming. And, we've been working, trying to go through and get our budget in line and get it in order. And I know that there has been some support that the city has provided in the past. And, we're here to, do your request. Okay.
Gives a blank when you get a blank one back.
All right, so from here, what I'm saying, y'all basically asking for the same amount that you got last year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as we look at it, I guess what you have here is listed in order of your priority. 1, 2, 3.
Not really, but that $9,000 one is the priority,
Okay,
because technically everything out there belongs to the military. It doesn't belong to us. All right, but to get it, you got to sign an agreement that you'll keep it up to their standards. And the airplane is the only thing out there that we didn't sign for. You signed, the city of Monroeville signed for the airplane back in the 70s, I believe. And we had to starting a few years back, taking a picture of everything out there and made it to different agencies every year. And believe it or not, we had painted the thing twice, the airplane twice. Paid for it by selling bricks and stuff like that. We got to where we couldn't do it anymore. Now, the paint job you see on it now, the Air Force sent us 88 pages that we had to bring up to standards on that airplane last year. Now, this year, they say it's got to come off the ground. Everything with a tire on it, it's got to be lifted up in the air. Put on pedestals where the tires won't be on the ground. I believe, Melvin, you remember the Air Force wanted to charge the city 2 or 3 years ago for a new canopy to put on that airplane at $19,000. Y'all remember that? We keep it to their standards. We got GA West to fix it and waterproof it for a little of nothing. And basically, we in good shape. If we get the airplane raised up, we'll be okay. And another thing we're fighting the city again, and I don't blame them what they're doing. Back in the old days, we didn't have a park. So they got 2 mortars out of Anderson Ordnance Depot and put them at the park, one on each side of the lake over there. And they stayed there 10 or 12 years, sunk in the ground. Got all rusted and everything, so we took them and brought them to the park. Now we give them to a contractor to sandblast, and we have to paint it back to military color. And we have to put all the rust off of it, and we got to put them on a U.S. Army approved 6-inch thick slab with rebar and wire in it. Mount those mortars to. It's an ongoing expense, but I think y'all keep me straight, Charles. Am I right on this? We said 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we would have 4 big years like this on $12,000 some dollars worth of money, because to move the airplane, you got to have a crane. You got to have an engineer to draw up what you're going to do and send it to the Air Force, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, State in Ohio. They will approve what you're going to do. They'll send it back. Then you can do it.
Yeah, I know when you talked about the mortars, and where it says here to sandblast and paint them.
Yeah.
That doesn't include the pads you got to put on, right?
But the pad was bought out of this year's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've already
You already
paid
got
the pay.
paid.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this be sandblasting and painting.
Right, right.
Okay, all right,
That is in process now.
okay,
Hammer is, well, they promised that they're going to do it. We'll see.
okay. All right.
Your hard work is visible out there, and everything looks really nice in the parks.
Well, one thing we need, desperately need help out of y'all, and it happened again this weekend. The park gets locked up on Friday night. Everything gets opened up on Saturday morning, except the Veterans Park, our park, and it don't get opened up till Monday morning. It's locked down all weekend, most every weekend.
Sometimes, yeah. It was this weekend because they didn't unlock the dog park neither. I know we went to that and it was locked both Saturday and Sunday, and the other one was
And
too.
where
But,
we catch,
but normally they do open it, but not all the time.
normally where we catch it, if a holiday falls on Friday, they'll lock it up on Thursday night. And then if it's a long weekend, they might not open it up Tuesday morning.
Are you talking about the entrance of
Entrance, yeah,
Veterans
yeah,
Drive there?
yeah.
Right.
Not
They did, I know
Southwest.
for fact this weekend,
Yeah.
because we went to dog park both Saturday and Sunday, was locked both times. We went through the YMCA, just cut through their lot to go back there. But there was that, because I came that way, I knew it was locked too, so it was this
You'd
weekend.
be surprised at the out of town people that come and visit that park.
They want to see Granddaddy's brick that's out there, or they want to see my husband's brick out there, and the other folks. And we tried to take the family out there when we put brick down. I got into it, last family I had out there, had a little boy about this high. He wanted to play soldier when we put the brick down. So I carried my helmet out there, and I got a World War II carbine, with a short carbine. I carried it out there and put it, slung it on his shoulder, put my helmet on. He was running out there playing soldier while the family was putting brick down. When I got ready to go, he thought I'd give him the helmet and the gun. He wouldn't give it back to me. I mean, he left us falling, but I had to have him stuff back.
Understand?
I had a question. How often do y'all sell those bricks? Is it like an annual
Every day.
thing? Every day?
Yeah,
How much are they?
it's $50, 3 lines, $50.
Okay, so that's the name and,
Name, what branch you was in, what war you was in, what era you was in. Everybody has the same rank. The only thing, if you were chaplain, would put a cross on your brick, or if you was a POW, would put POW at the. And if you buy for somebody that's killed in action, we got a special place around the flagpole. You go up there, World War I folks are over here. Second World War folks are over here, Korean folks are over here, Vietnam's over here. Ongoing Iraqi wars over here, folks.
I didn't know that.
We'd be glad to help you with the brick.
I think I am. I might have to get in touch with you and get
Okay?
one.
All you gotta do is get with me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Eddie, how many members do y'all have?
VFW,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
not enough.
Those three right there.
We are having, that's one thing that, well, it's no secret, I mean, you all know it. Organizations today, nobody wants to get in an organization anymore. We have on paper, George Jones is still an active member of he's a lifetime member. George is what, 97? And we've lost quite a few members recently, so we're down to about 18 members on the books. But actively participating, we only have about 10 people that actively participate. And we're trying every day to get new recruits. Thank God, we just did get one new recruit, Mr. McKinley from.
Where is it? He
Yeah.
lives, behind Regions Bank of Apartments, back in there. But he would be the youngest fella at 44, and, he's seems to be excited about it. He said he just wants to start doing something to return back to the people, but he's never an ex-Marine. He was in the Marines for about 11, 12 years.
In case you guys don't know it, Bob Stewart is a member. And Bob just tested positive for cancer. Lung cancer. So, he's a good man.
We do military funerals. We do flag presentations. We've been doing flag presentations, same with young ladies, every year. I read since day one, and we're doing it just coming. It takes up to 11 people to do a military funeral, right? We can't always do the 11. So the military starts stepping in and doing the funerals. And then they had such a cutback, they only supply 2 people. They fold the flag, and one of them blows the bugle, and that's it. Except if you are major above or retired out of the military, then you get a full complement of folks to do the funeral. But other than that, they use us. And Fort Rucker, the short on there, they do this part of the country in Mississippi too. And there's a short of people over there. It's a training post. They can't turn everybody loose. They use the National Guard for about half of their fielding.
But most of the people, they coming from out of town to do the military funeral.
Do what now?
They come from out of town to do the military funeral.
Most of it we do now,
Oh, yeah, because we just had 2 at my church.
but we've been
And they
shut
send the
down.
people from out of town to do it.
The military shut us down. FDFW shut us down when the virus hit.
Oh, okay.
Fort Rucker is responsible for this area, and they'll send out a team of 2 people.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, and that's up to the funeral homes are the ones who set it up, and we had to tell the funeral homes that we couldn't participate because of the COVID.
Right.
So we told them that we're probably not the smartest thing in the world, but we told them we're ready to start again. And then the Delta virus came along. You guys, I tell you what, and ladies, you know, when you visit other towns, take the time to visit some of their military parks. What y'all have here, I was gone from here for 30-something years. And you have one of the nicest parks for a city of this size. You just don't realize what you have out there. It is outstanding. One of the
We just
nicest
love Eddie,
parks.
that's why it is. We just-
It was, well, it was a lot more of that. I mean, from the standpoint, we appreciate what y'all do for us. Don't think we don't. And, you know, veterans, thank God for.
We appreciate what y'all did for us.
Appreciate it.
I'll tell you this, and we'll go on y'all ahead. I know the rest of the time. The park was started in 1991. The junkyard. We had to move the refrigerators and the cars and the junk out of it to get the park started. 1991, 2017, we done all the work. Now, the city done a lot of the work, but we funded the money. Y'all funded nothing. We even bought the fence that went around the place. And then in 2017, on a Saturday work day out there, we put 2 of our folks in the emergency room because it got too hot, and we just decided we couldn't do it anymore. And that's when it come to the city. And you started off in 2018, I believe. Definitely with the park. And the money y'all give us, don't buy the bricks, doesn't buy the uniforms we wear, it's strictly used in that park itself. We have a account brick fund part of the stuff in the park. We have a uniform allowance that the United Way gives us $2,500 a year to buy uniforms. This year, we're going way in the hole on uniforms because the uniforms we've been wearing, they quit making. Well, we decided they would last, but then we couldn't get anybody in because we didn't have a uniform for them. So we had to buy all new coats and all this stuff that went with it and everything. But we're gonna make it. With y'all's help, we're gonna make it.
And if you know of any veterans that that want to get involved, direct them our way. We'll be more than happy to talk to them, and get them involved.
If you come up with an idea on how to help us reach these young men that are still, I know a lot of them, they come back, get out of the service and they're starting their families, they're starting a job, they're real busy doing other things. But I know I was the same way, but when they're in their forties, they probably got a little less to do and, we meet once a month and we do the funerals and that, so it's not like it's a full-time job anymore, but it sure would be appreciated.
We've done 538 funerals since the inception of this post. So that's quite a few.
Yes, it is.
And unfortunately, we couldn't do a lot this year. We missed.
What we gonna do for the ones we couldn't bury this year? We have Veterans Day, November 11th, at the park. We're gonna set up, we've got a seating place like that for all the people that come. We're gonna set aside a place for the families that their veteran had died and couldn't have a funeral. Then we're gonna do a funeral for all of them. I tell you that day, we're gonna fire the weapons, lay down, hold the flag, and do it all.
All right.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Thank you for your service. And, we're gonna go through, do everything we can from that standpoint to support.
Thank you. We appreciate it very much. Thank all of you.
Yes, sir.
I'll get you a brick if you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And the bricks are cut locally now.
Okay.
Used to be a fire chief. if you didn't know.
Okay.
I used to work at Auburn. I worked for him.
Huh?
I worked for him when we got at Auburn.
Okay.
Mhm.
Idiot.
That was some years ago. I guess, well, that's the.
Hey, and I appreciate what we're doing, and y'all following. I'm gonna make a comment. It's not, it makes any difference to this. But I do know of one organization, a town, it was a type thing that they sent all these rules and stuff down. And they told them to, what did they kiss there? You know what? They didn't bother them no more with it. I mean, I'm glad to do this and I'm glad we're able to, and we should do this. But some of this stuff that they push on us does not have to be done because they do not want this stuff back. He said he wrote them a letter and they said that as long as you maintain it the way they wanted to maintain it, but they didn't have to do that certain color paint and that certain color this like that in order to do it. But I do know that to be a fact that they do not want this equipment back, but they do want, but you do have to maintain it.
They don't want you to let it sit out there.
In other words, we would not have to have the tire exactly fits the specifications of what's on there to put back on there probably, but that's, again, we're not going that way. We're gonna do the right thing, but they got, he said, yeah, said, I got tired of hearing this stuff. And we sent them a letter and they said, if you would do this, we do not want the stuff. We do not want the planes and tanks back. Well, hello.
The animal
Yeah.
shelter, we have one in the animal control, which is the appropriation, the public health we give every month. And then also we have some that we give out of ABC also. Just want to remind you that we have the two for the animal. Shelter. Yeah.
And those two total up to
40 what?
We have 40,000 in appropriation.
Yeah.
And then the ABC,
9.
uh,
Last year was 9.
yeah, last year it was 9.
Yeah, 9.
so it's roughly about 49,000. I had a chance to come by and visit y'all around the shelter one day. And
After the destruction or before the destruction? Golly.
but when I went in, y'all had a problem with the gates and the pins and there were they had rusted and all that. Did y'all been able to address that or
Yeah, we have those replaced.
never replaced?
We do,
Okay.
the Humane Society replaced those.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to request is see if we can get our windows replaced. We have several broken ones I've got photos of them. Didn't know if you wanted to see them. Those and our fences out, our kennels outside are broken as well.
You had a little windstorm up there.
Yeah.
That happened just the last day or two.
A couple weeks ago.
Well, within the last month.
It's over here behind the radio station. Still
It tore them up.
Yes, that was yesterday.
Yeah. I had some stuff blown down over here too.
So these has already been replaced.
We're patching them
Okay.
as they break apart. You get one strong dog and it'll break through to the next dog.
And trust me, I got one at home that's about 95 pounds and she's very strong.
So in order to address these issues here, are you asking for additional funding above the level funding that you get?
No, sir.
But we found a way to look at some additional funding for repairs that would help the situation, I guess.
So you have mostly volunteers or?
No, I have 4 other employees or 5 other employees. I have animal control helps me part-time too on the weekend.
The biggest problem that's been with the city's feelings toward the animal shelter, we want to do all we can, but it's Monroe County's animal shelter that by law, they have to have established and maintain, and their reluctance of increasing funding sometimes has been a sore part on our side. I'll just be honest with you about it. And you presented budget requests to them yet this year?
Not yet.
They basically, in the past, it's been 40,000 also.
Yes,
We've been kind of doing above and beyond, but I'm no problem with it because we need it and love it and support it. But that's been the complaint of, how much is it?
53.
Okay. And see, we're giving 49.
But they have to get payroll back, right?
yes, we
Yeah.
have to get payroll back.
So really, they're a net negative.
Yeah.
County, so.
Yeah. So and that's always been there, that they're not covering their full share of it.
We are crowded at this time. We do. It's kitten and puppy season, so it's nothing to get 70 cats really quick. So right now we have like 4 mama
Do we
cats.
do certain things for like
And the mama
free
cats have
spade and
about 5
neutering? or-
cats. Kittens.
There's, I think the Humane Society does some of that as far as subsidizing some of the spade and neutering.
They do. We transport for them. We go down twice a month. We take in the cats at one time, and then we take the puppies, our dogs at the other time. So we'll transport them down to Mobile, have the low cost spay and neuter clinic, trying to help control the population.
Fortunately, they've got back tax exempt status of Humane Society, where people can make donations through them to cover that, where a while they didn't have that option. So that's helped some.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing has been our reluctance to overshadow them by doing too much more than that. But if there's some special things like this, that would kind of not look the same direction.
Yeah.
You know, we can help and not.
And that's kind of why I was kind of here, because even looking at those pictures and some of the stuff that I've seen in there before, you know, like where the fencing and stuff, that
Yeah.
stuff is.
If we can do $1,500 more towards that out of
Towards
ABC,
that,
then that'd
yeah.
be fine. Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, you know, like a one-time appropriation
Yeah.
to address those.
Yeah.
And,
We've done that in the past. There's been specific things that come back and requested that we've provided from the city.
Yeah, because they need to be fixed for, safety issues and different things
Yeah.
like that.
and so the only thing I would ask, and if council agrees, is that you go back and try and give some cost estimates, like when you got the fencing and stuff, to eroded away and things like that. And then we can take that in consideration when we do budget.
Okay.
Because we still got time frame for that before we do that.
Now, I have supposed to have a company coming up from Mobile that's supposed to give us estimates on the windows, but I haven't been able to get them to come up yet.
Okay. We do, of course, we do have a new glass place in town. They may be inclined to do something now that we didn't have that option before, but whatever. Wherever you think the best source is fine.
That damage, the storm insurable or?
And that is mainly it hit the side of the roof, but there's not much damage other than the piece that hangs off the roof was bent. But the kennels, there was a
Yeah.
couple kennels, but we had the public donated 2 of the panels. And then the other panel comes from Tractor Supply, so we wasn't able to get a panel from that.
Like I said, like the mayor said, give us some estimates and some of these things that good chance we can help you out on some of that.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
That was good.
You too.
No, that was been a relative sore subject, especially with the last probate judge. He was not going to budge on giving any more. In fact, one of the comments was that they never asked for any more money. Anyway, they've been reluctant to cover their part of this, say they have no money, which we have no money also at times. But,
It's gotta be a joint effort to make it right.
yeah, and then we do have provide an animal control person on top of this. So, and that's fairly expensive to the city too.
So the county didn't help with that?
No, totally none. Yeah, and by law, they're supposed to maintain an animal shelter with a population the size of our county.
Yeah, I know, I was talking with Michael because that's 2011 pickup that she's driving. And I was looking at discussing the possibility of going to the LDOT auction. But you get one 50,000-60,000 miles on it. And the way they build these days, you get another 100.
Yeah, especially if she's not running down dirt roads and stuff too much neither, I mean, very well.
Hello, how are you, man?
I'll leave somebody else want money.
Dude, people don't even answer the call when I call because they know I'm gonna ask for money for something, so.
Christian's the best at getting money out of everybody.
I'm an equal opportunity though. I'm spread it around, I ask everybody, so. Did you get the
Health
letter I
Foundation,
emailed?
she's.
Do I need to pass this out or did you?
No, I made copies, but I just still have one.
And the one thing I didn't state in this letter is basically the Health Foundation, we've always had like a large benefit. And we've rented the community house through the city and done all that. But last year, we weren't able to have it, obviously, because of COVID. And we kind of were waiting to see if we'd be able to do it this year. And we made a call not to do it because it just takes so much money up front to have it. Even though we make a lot of money, it costs a lot of money. And we're afraid to make that investment and then find out in December that we're back in the same boat with COVID again. So that's one of our biggest fundraisers. So we're not going to have that this year. So that's 2 years back to back that we've had to be a little bit more creative about fundraising. And we just had a fiesta at the club a couple of weeks ago and did well. We made like probably a little over $8,000, which for a fundraiser in Monroeville, that's pretty good. That's what we cleared. And we'll have a golf tournament in the end of September also. And that's something we tried it last year. We had to reschedule because of the hurricane. And it wasn't probably as profitable as we would have liked. So we're hoping this year is a better turnout. So, and then we do t-shirt fundraisers and things like that throughout the year. So the summary of the letter basically is that we have been for the last 4 years or so, we've been working with the hospital. They did the oncology department. They remodeled that underneath the surgery clinic, and then they also did the physicians clinics, but we helped them with the oncology department. And we gave them about 500,000 for that. So any contributions we had around that time went towards that. Then they started doing the ER. We obviously didn't have a lot of money to give towards that after we'd done the major donation for the oncology, but we were able to help with furnishings and equipment that sort of were afterthoughts that they just didn't cover with the contractor or the architect. So we kind of filled in the blanks there. There's still a few of those items that are, outstanding. I asked, they had approached us just last month about doing
Your line up there,
okay.
what you had last year.
Yeah, it was 5,000. It's been consistently 5,000 since I've been the director. So, but anyway, the bottom line is, y'all know the hospital's a black hole. Whatever we give them, they can spend. That's not an issue. We try to make sure that we are thoughtful about our spending so that whatever we give them goes towards something that is tangible. The only thing that we did that wasn't like something that was, I felt like, something that would be there for a long time was we did support them with food and, just things like that during the COVID stretch where they were worn out and that kind of thing. And we were trying to all, support them by bringing food up there so that they wouldn't have to leave. And, just because we knew that they were tired and, that kind of thing, we did do things like that to support them. But typically when we give them money, we've helped with HVAC, which that was an unexpected expense. They had, like $70,000 that they had to spend on that. They're more financially secure than they've been in a long time as far as they're very thoughtful about their spending. And but because I've worked with them for 7 years, I can say that that's an about face compared to what it was when I started. They basically try not to spend what they don't have now. Whereas before it was like, we'll spend it and then we'll worry about it later. I feel like they have a handle on that a little bit better now. So we don't always say yes when they ask us for money. So we have to, we try to pace ourselves so that we don't over give, so that we don't have money when they need it, so if they want something foo-foo, if we don't have the money, we just say no, we'll have to catch you on the next time. Maybe we'll have more money. But otherwise, for the most part, we're try to be in line with whatever they need. We try to provide. But like I said, we just haven't had the ability to fundraise. The economy just can't support it right now. So
What's the, I don't know, just off the top of your head, what percentage would you say is fundraising now?
What's the percentage of your fundraisings
Is down.
is down?
I would say we're probably half of what we, or more, because the potential for like large donors is gone right now. Like we would have somebody, if I approached certain donors or foundations and said, we're looking at this big project, and they might commit 30,000 or 100,000. I don't have those people right now. I mean, they just are not willing to do that right now. Even though, it's the hospital and everybody needs the hospital more now than ever. They're just scared.
So,
And you lost some people in the community this last year too. that were
We
donors.
did. Some of our large donors, are deceased from COVID. Some of them were.
so right now, I guess, you're asking for the 5,000.
Well,
And
I'm gonna tell you, we'll take whatever you want to
Anything
give
else that
us.
we can come up with?
If you want to give more than 5,000, nobody's gonna turn it down, but we would be thankful for 5,000 also. So.
There's no problem with that. As we always say, if you got something, come to us, and if we've got left, we can go, because this money is totally spent up. We
Oh,
spend
yeah,
it, this
absolutely.
is money we spend.
Yeah.
I mean, we got it already in the bank, we turn around and portion it out.
Yeah, I get that. Trust me. I get it.
It's not like our other part of the budget, we gotta get it to come in. Yeah, we've already got this. We just gotta see who's gonna get it all.
Right.
Any other questions? No, we do appreciate you and we have any excess, we're gonna keep you in mind.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that put a pretty hit last year when they didn't do they have a $100 ticket thing usually in December.
Like a dinner or something?
Yeah, it's a band and entertainment and raffle and food and everything. Pretty elaborate operation around Christmas time for people to do. But they sell, it does real well, and they had to cancel last year. And this one they just did at the club is a lot more low key. In fact, I think it's pretty well the ticket, which is 25, I think, but they depend on raffles. Bobby Jones donated a limo ride to the Gather, and the Gather donated a $100 meal ticket, and I think it brought $1,100. Got raffled off for that. Somebody bought it for that. They made good money. Of course, as some people say, that's a tax write-off, but you got to have the money to spend in order to tax write-off. But that was some of the stuff that they did. People had cakes and stuff like this, all that stuff too. Different services. How you doing?
Hello.
Here.
That's fine.
I don't want to steal anybody
How do you get this job?
That's all right. That's all right.
Among your others.
That's right. That's right. This is my non-paying gig that I like probably the most, to be honest with you. I enjoy this part. So
You have a copy
I
of
do,
it?
and I should have brought more. I should have made copies, but I'll pass that around. I'm in case I don't know if she told you, but I'm Jody Chambers. I represent the Monroe County Education Foundation. And I'm here today just to tell you a little bit about our projects. We have truthfully one main project that I'm most excited about. It's called a teacher resource supply trailer. Every year we have a whole community of volunteers. Our board is 100% volunteer based. And it's mostly made up of retired teachers. The project originally started out as an idea for teachers to come and be able to get supplies for free. And what we figured out is that they really didn't have time during the day to come shop in our teacher resource center. So needless to say, we put the resource center on wheels and started delivering the supplies to them. That whole idea came in part because our teachers were spending probably close to about $500 a year out of their own pockets, trying to buy supplies for their children, whether it was crayons, pencils, pens, all the way down to staplers, artwork for the rooms, things like that. So we know a lot of our children come to school in Monroe County lacking. They have no fault of their own, just don't have the resources to buy some of the book bags and things like that. So the trailer goes out every month to each school in the county, including Monroeville Intermediate School. We've got volunteers that pull the trailer all the way out there, and those teachers come in and shop at no expense to them to have those supplies for their children. That's our main project. In addition to that, we do support robotics and arts and spelling bees and a whole lot of other things, but that is the one main project that we have. So,
Do you have a lot of interest in robotics?
well, we used to. We have seen that it's fallen off just a little bit. I think a lot of that has to do with, truthfully, our teachers being probably a little, they've got a lot on their plates, to be honest with you. Monroe Junior High School, now Monroeville Middle School, used to have a really strong robotics team. J.U. Blacksher has a really strong robotics team. Those were our two most frequent. But anytime they have interest, we fund that project as long as they have a teacher that is willing to sponsor the project. But that's been, having that teacher unit available has been kind of the lag there.
Put a plug in for her. She's with Edward Jones. She's your finance. Financial
That's
consultant.
my other job. I was glad it was after 3 today.
Financial, if you need to invest in anything, that's the person. Plus also, she's a member of First United Methodist Church, along with Al, and plus Christy that just left. So they're involved in the community and involved in the church very much.
Thank
Got a
you.
very fine family.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's a great program. Like I said, I look forward to that truck pulling up and getting pens and cleaning supplies and paper and different things like that that my kids sometimes don't show up to class with.
Yep.
So when they see that little white Jeep pull up, they already know what Mr. Russell is about to go do.
We've had, like I said, once we put the resource center on wheels and started taking it to them, to the teachers, that just, we're averaging a little over $20,000 a year worth of school supplies that we're putting into the resource, mostly in part to your donation. We do get some corporate sponsorships that we're able to, utilize as well, but.
It makes it
super
so
thankful.
convenient to just walk out of your classroom and go versus trying to go in your planning period or go after school.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea.
Good service.
I just happen to be the face that's here today, though. I've got to give so much credit to, like I said, we've got a board of about 15 folks that, I mean, they are at their own expense pulling that trailer, all, from Shields to Monroeville Intermediate to J.U. Blacksher, all over the county. Every school has that trailer there once a month, and they're using their own gas and manning it. And then so it's not just someone that takes it there. You've got another person that comes behind and stays on the trailer to help deliver the school supplies throughout the day while the trailer's there. So it's a whole team of folks.
I know you made mention about the robotics program. What were the other programs?
So Spelling Bee, every year we support that. We are currently trying, we've got some funds set aside. We are hoping to write a grant and hopefully get some arts programs back in our school. That has been one of the harder things for our school financially to support on their own. There again, it's finding another teacher unit. What we figured out though is we could for rural Alabama, which is obviously kind of where we are for rural communities, there are a lot of grants out there available in art programs. So we could contract some work or even buy some curriculum for the school that would integrate art back into the classrooms. So unfortunately, right now, the Board of Education, that's just a hard teacher role for them to fill with the funding they have available. So we're trying to work to bridge that gap a little bit this year. And we're hoping with a grant, we could do some matching grant and get some funds going there too. But by far, our most largest project has been the Teacher Resource Center.
What was the budget?
$7,500.
7,500.
Yeah. Should be no problem with that again.
I wouldn't think so.
We appreciate it very much.
Is that 7,500 sufficient?
I would say yes. Yes.
It is anyway.
Absolutely.
They will definitely take it.
I reserve the right. If we can pull off bigger projects, I think I would reserve the right to come back and tell you about it. I don't want to be a good steward. So I think that's so far historically that has been a good average for what we've needed, the need of the county, and what we have been able to generate through corporate sponsorship. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
Thank you.
Which way do I exit? Everybody, no one's been coming back through the same way. They're going out the side door, right?
Either way you want to go.
You just go out that door and take the left and that door goes to the parking lot.
Thank y'all so much. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Okay. Look at that schedule. Before we go into the work session, Amanda, you like to bring the Smith back?
Yes.
We introduce him?
Al and my pastors. John will be, Woodrow will be doing the invocation today.
Is that the new council?
Yes.
You heard him at the first service. You could take the first.
Mhm.
Al beat you too.
Thank you. I know a lot of people go back and ask me this saying that we need to do that prayer service more often.
Yeah, I've heard it. Every quarter.
I work with the chamber and looking at doing it.
Take the mask off so we can see.
This is Miss Melanie Smith. She's our accounts payable and payroll clerk. She lives on the other side of Castleberry and not Apple Appleton Road, but the other road. But this is Miss Delma McDaniel. Okay, this is Mr. Kendrick Ruffin, and you met Mr. Melvin, and then Albert, and then Mary.
And you gotta watch that rascal over in the corner, because he'll write bad things about you in the paper if you say something.
But she's doing good. She's getting things. It's not too much of a, from what she was doing in the past, so, yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Glad you're on board. Okay. All right, everybody need to take a quick break before we jump in the work session. I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Reverend Woodrow from? Where's he from?
Yes, last was in Panama City last. Last,
That's right.
but he's originally, he's a Canadian. He served 20 years in the Canadian military, Canada military or whatever. And he went to Harvard. Where he graduated from there, and then he got a degree in divinity, and then he in the Methodist church, and he's about 3 or 4 locations before here. But the last was in Panama City church there. We swap them around. If you Methodists do, we don't
But
just,
every 2 years.
well, they 4 to 5 is generally speaking, I think is kind of the norm. But sometimes a little longer, and if they're not sitting like Reverend Butts was on the tail end of his retirement, I think it was 6. Yeah, and then we had one in between, it was 3, and it's kind of how it works out, but that way everybody has a chance to try a little variety and not have to get into the pain of going out and finding a minister that has a calling to come to your church. You know how that situation gets to be. Monroe was fortunate, a lot of churches, people have stuck there for a long time because they like Monroe. That's worked for Methodists so far anyway. He lives in Excel. The reasoning of that was that the house he liked was available.
They're in short supply.
Yeah. He had 5 houses on the list to look at, and 2 of them were not available by the day they got here. And this was one of them.
Okay, I would, I guess, I can get Michael in here, we'll go over these 2 things real quick.
Okay.
And, there's a request for Ray Atkins retirement.
Good evening, wives. How y'all doing?
Hello,
Is this a first time in your life you're not asking for money coming in here?
Well,
Are you gonna still ask?
well, yeah. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't.
We probably wouldn't feel right if you didn't either.
Yeah, I think the man that you got there is your letter anyway.
I got a copy of it.
Yeah.
He resigning from you?
Well, he retired. I'm retiring. I'm writing this to inform you that my intention is to retire November 1st of 2021. I have enjoyed my almost 19 years of being employed by the city of Monroeville. And I thank you for your support during my years of the city. And he's asked him to use his sick time that he's got accumulated prior to his retirement. You know, he's gonna stretch it out so he can get some stuff, you know, take some days off and do some stuff. And, he wanted y'all to consider that.
That's what's in the letter. I've gone back and I understand that we have done that in the past, so.
You got a copy. You need this stuff?
Yeah, how many days he has accumulated.
I think he's got like 100 and,
I talked to Amanda, she said it was like 160,
yeah.
160 hours,
I know.
so that's basically a month.
But I don't know if he's intending on using all of them or not.
The plan to seek other employment or he just retired?
No, he's retired. He's already drawing Social Security.
Sound like me. Drawing it Social Security and still drawing it paycheck. Maybe y'all will make it one day.
Yeah.
Y'all young folks over there.
You think Sandra might? be?
No, now, I think Sandra's gonna try to hang in there a couple more years, 1 or 2 years anyway, because she's more concerned about the insurance and stuff. So she's wanting to wait until she can get on Medicaid and all that. Then there
They
again,
tell me Medicare.
Medicare, which is. But
I had the legal mail with this.
I mean, you got that copy right there.
Right. So I guess the only thing that we're waiting on is to. Amanda, we say you had what, 160 hours of sick leave?
I think it was it was 161, I think, 0.71 hours. And that's what he'll have as of October 30th, because he'll keep accruing until October.
So, the only thing we'll need a motion to accept his retirement and to approve the, use of his sick time until that time. I don't know, any concerns, questions?
I'm fine.
All right, I think the other thing that goes back, since he is retired, Michael was bringing up about a request to go ahead and post a job for a laborer in landscaping position. And, that's something that I was going to bring up, I guess, if we post them, all the process and everything we have to go through with and trying to see if we're getting hired, it's probably gonna be around the 1st of October.
yeah, what my intentions are is go ahead and advertise for all this month till the end of August. And then that would give us time to, get somebody, and they wouldn't actually start until the 1st of October when the new budget started.
Are you planning on filling this position?
What, Ray?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, but now we can wait the next spring and do that.
Okay, I don't know if you were gonna promote somebody up or you.
Well, I'm gonna see if somebody wants that position. I asked Willie, and I don't know if he wants it or not, he's a laborer and, but I'm gonna let somebody, see if somebody wants it.
Ray was over Parks until we turn it over to YMCA, so.
I used to work with it.
Okay,
I worked
you
at
very
the park
familiar with that one, yeah.
When I was
But we
16.
do need to, change something on his status. I seen the other week where he was listed as a grounds foreman. Ray's supposed to be listed as equipment operator 1. Because whenever he come over from the ballpark,
Well, why didn't you correct it when Mary said?
I did. Mary was supposed to.
Why did you
correct
wait this long to say
No.
something about it?
Mary was supposed to
Yeah.
correct it because when we first started doing all this, the job descriptions and stuff, Mary had them listed as a grounds foreman.
He's not getting paid for a ground foreman.
I know it,
Yeah.
but now, see that, but whenever we get ready to rehire, we don't need to, we need to advertise for equipment operator 1. So see, that's all they require. Equipment operator 1 don't have to have a CDL. And that, what they do, as far as driving a pickup, they have to drive a tractor or something every now and then.
So we already got a job description for it, so that's no problem.
Yeah.
And we just leave the other position vacant.
But if we could go ahead and advertise for the, at least the, landscaper, but we go ahead and advertise for the laborer too, and, you know, for the whole month, because to be honest with you, I've been waiting on Katrina to get me another man for 3 weeks, and every time somebody comes up there and they say they're gonna come back and fill out the paperwork, she said they don't show back up.
Yeah. We sent 3 off to the school,
Yeah,
paid them to go to school, and when they start work, 1 showed up out of 3.
yeah.
What's the starting pay for that?
Now, People Mart, I think, pays $8.50.
That's
Oh.
for the
That's
10.
10 inch.
And they pay it, and you pay like $3 more.
Yeah,
The labor will start out at $10.26
now, yeah,
Yeah, if they're ours.
for ours.
That's with
And
no experience.
Yeah.
no- and then the landscaper starts out at $13.98.
Now, Michael, contracting versus employee, what's your thoughts on that on landscape?
to be honest with you, if we had some, more contractors around here that would, you know, kind of,
Really do what we want them to do, put it
Yeah.
that way.
now, the thing about it, the way it looked, you know, to cater to what the city needs, you need somebody to be at your beck and call. You need somebody that's gonna be here and you'll be able to tell them something to do and they go do it right then.
And they can do other things too.
Yeah. Cause see, during the winter time, when they won't have that much to do, they could actually go out and trim other stuff, you know, if nothing else, just trim down backside the city hall here. You know, stuff like that, and, you know, do other things.
But in essence, we want somebody that's gonna be to come in and maintain and also, you know, plant different species.
Yeah,
For different, like
They-
animals. and
You said
perennials.
job description is pretty extensive.
Yeah, now, you know, if we can't find nobody that's already, you know, they do have classes we can send them to, especially like on the chemical license. and
Like I
stuff
told
like
you, that green industry thing, they got it in Birmingham. You can do it online or like Zoom it. But it takes it's like a 2-day class. It's extensive though. You know, so if somebody really, maybe there's an incentive in there for them to really get down, because it's a lot of information you gotta learn. Versus like putting down chemicals, getting licensed for that.
Yeah.
Putting down pesticides and actually knowing what to transplant in these different areas, doing soil tests and different, I hate to sound like an ag man, but I am.
Yeah.
But that's the things that are gonna be
Yeah.
required for them to do.
that.
I actually got a degree in that stuff. I actually had a license and all that stuff at one time. Been a long time.
But, I also thought about.
When I retire, see, I come back and do that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, do you think we ought to go, get with, the Career Center and advertise through them too?
We do,
Huh?
we do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh. And I don't know, you know, as far as a landscaper now, you reckon we need to advertise outside the city paper, maybe in another?
At that pay, I'm not, you're gonna bring somebody from
Right.
outside. I mean, that would be enough to establish somebody probably here, but
Yeah.
I doubt. And the thing is, try it, because we do have the other option. It's not that we're gonna be left out in the cold.
Yeah.
We'll have at least the other option to use it to get by until something does come up.
Then you don't know, you may have somebody that's they feel that's already working for you, might want to apply.
Yeah.
And if they do, you know, during his probationary period is when we would require him to get all of the certifications and everything. And, you know, that'll be contingent of him making the probation period. Then,
Be somebody that really
Right.
wants to work to get it,
Yeah. Mhm.
because it's not easy.
Okay.
The other thing, down here that I had when Michael was in here. So with all this rain, we have a whole lot of other sand washed down in the upper part of that lake, that fish farm. And, you know, we need to go to Brent Manx again, try and clean that out.
And we do have the money.
I knew it was coming.
But, you know, if that thing fills up, we're gonna be
Yeah.
right back.
Don't need to do that.
I hate to go in there and tear some of that grass back up since we got it growing so good.
Right.
It's gonna have to.
Looking good. The question of the year,
what's that?
when is when are you gonna start being able to fish?
I'm on, well, hopefully next year, maybe into next summer. What I want to try to do is maybe next spring, is just go out there and feed them and use the cast net, see if we can, catch some of them and see what kind of size we got and all. But I don't see it before next summer.
Yeah, I wouldn't need it, but
They're growing. You can see them catfish coming up. You can tell they're starting to grow and the bluegill, they're starting to get big and they did spawn one time. They have spawned again and then there's plenty of minnows and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you, we've done caught probably 250 turtles out there. Matter of fact, Monday when they checked it, they got 18 turtles out of that one trap. We lost one of the traps that sunk.
And where do they come from? I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know.
They're there.
I don't know where they're coming from. And the main one that I want to get rid of is the loggerheads.
Yeah.
Because they do the most damage.
Yeah.
Now, those other soft shell turtles and stuff, they don't do that much damage, but still they're gonna eat some of the fish. The loggers,
You take care of turtles, don't you, Paul?
I need to get alligators.
That's what I said, but we don't want to go that route. They always say if you see turtles and snakes, you ain't got no alligators. If you don't see turtles and snakes, you better look for alligators.
But now, I was told late the other evening that there was 3 otters spotted coming down the creek.
And they will tear up fish.
Yeah, and now, off the record, the police department, whenever they out at night and they over that way, that would be a good time to
take care of them.
Target shoot.
Yeah.
Fishing game won't come out and catch them.
I don't think they will. They don't have the unit that, well, I talked to them, 2 or 3 years ago about the beavers. And they don't have the resources no more like they used to. They recommend you to get private trappers.
I was about to say, normally they can, if they can't do it, they're outsourcing by it if you got a mix.
Yeah, I think if it's what he was saying, some kind of endangerment issue or something, or some kind of, it was gonna cause major problems, then they would do something.
I had to look it up to see if somebody can come in and get them and relocate them.
Yeah.
Because you mess around and you start killing them, and then these animal loving people such as myself would be real upset.
I have never touched an otter until about 2 years ago when I was going down Veterans where that culvert is and the pond is. And it was early in the morning, it was raining, and I straddled it, I saw it, and I hit it, come up and hit it, and I went back and got it. It was dead. It was flopping. I threw it on my truck. I said, "What is this?" And I took it to me. I said, "It's an otter."
Yeah. Well, sometimes they have habitats, for these different types of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just.
That's why I said off the record. But anyway.
Michael, while I got you here, a couple of things I wanted to go ahead and inform the council of. That a budget has been put together for the intersection there at 47 and Golf Drive and North Golf Drive and everything. And right now, I talked to Paxton about it today, and some of this stuff is in here because they don't know what instances that, problems they may run into. So they're estimating a cost of $997,320. All of it will be handled by DOT.
Now,
$1 million circle.
Now, the reason it's a little bit higher than that first estimate, the DOT come back and wanted more lighting and all. And you looking at probably close to $100,000 worth of lighting.
And now we're gonna have to maintain the power on the lighting. Right?
Yeah, we would have to maintain it, but now, you're looking at those poles and the lights and the type of lights they want, you're looking at close to $100,000 there. Now, it's kind of overpriced right now. And the reason for that is once you apply for this grant and you apply for it and you put so much in there, and then whenever you bid it out, if it comes in over, you're responsible for the overrun. But now if we kind of inflate it a little bit and it comes in under, we have some money to play with if we want to, do something else. to kind of, make some other kind of improvement or something on it. So we're just trying to play it safe. Those estimates, of course, by the time it bids out, the way things are going up, that estimate may be right on it.
They're not gonna put those lights like they had down here by the camera, are they?
No, these here actually lights to be illuminate the intersection.
And the other thing is that we had talked about Alabama 21 bypass Missouri Road. And they had a safety engineer come through and DOT is going to go through and relook at that intersection.
Yeah.
And they're the ones, they will take care of that. It won't
They're
cost
supposed
the
to
city
take care of that. They, from what my understanding is, it never should have been approved. And they're talking about redoing traffic signals, crosswalks, handicap ramps, everything. They talking about totally, but he said they hadn't got no plans on it yet, because this here come out of Birmingham, won't come out of Montgomery. This engineer's out of Birmingham. So, once they get all of that, Mr. Owens told me it's moving faster than he ever seen any project move through the state. So he said that, there is a big, the safety engineer from Birmingham must think it's a big safety issue for it to move this fast. So,
Well, we got 5 burning with DOT, we need to strike while it's hot. We can think of. The other thing that, we had talked about in last council meeting was estimate on sidewalk pressure.
yes,
washing.
Robert Jones III gave me an estimate, and he gave me, his estimate was 8,500. And he gave me some pictures of some of his work before and after, if y'all want to look at them. But now he does a good job, and he's got a new pressure washing system coming. He said it should be here. They plan on it being here this Friday, and he's getting them a whole brand new unit, with this steam and all.
Yeah, he does good work. I've seen some.
Yeah.
Actually gonna get him to do my house.
He done the courthouse last year.
With the boom and everything.
I don't know what all.
Somebody had, they had a,
Oh, he had a
The
lift.
new courthouse?
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, no, that was Hammer, I think.
That's why I was wondering if it was him. I didn't think he did that. But no.
But now, that's doing the police station, the city hall, and all the, starting right here, going up around the square, coming back down, to Aaron White's old, going across the road, going back up, going down towards Chevron, jumping across there in front of Mr. Jones, that plays old Womack's old hardware, coming back up, going all the way down to Red and White, jumping back across, coming up, and turning, going down in front of the shop, and then coming back up that side.
And how much you think?
Ma'am,
How much?
8,500.
And he came in, no, he came in under the other bid.
Yeah, now, if he would have done the, actually, if he'd have done the, Arvin building over too, the incubator building in front, it would have been 93. 93 something, 9,300 and something. But now Darlene wanted to go ahead and do that. So she authorized me yesterday to go ahead and get him to wash it, and then he's gonna make that bill out to EDA.
Okay.
So she's gonna pay for that part.
Did you talk to Darlene about that street that was sinking?
On,
Janine.
Janine, yes,
What did she say?
y'all need to just go in there and pave it.
Oh, it's not on the city.
It's the sewer line is what's making it sink in.
Oh, okay.
And every road we got that the sewer line sinking in, we got over our, off of George Freer Avenue over there. It's the sewer line and the road, and you can go in there now and resurface it, but I can't guarantee, well,
They ain't gonna keep on doing it.
yeah. Cause there's a void under there somewhere. That's just like up here on 41. They said it wasn't their fault. When they finally got R&R up there, R&R dug 75 feet before they got to the end of the sink. So, and down there on Janine and Tower Road, no. We can go in there and resurface it, but you're just putting a patch over the problem.
just like putting the Band-Aid on, it. You need to fix the issue. Cause it's like you
Yeah.
said, water finds the least resistant and it's eating out that soil up on the
And-
bottom of that. And gravity gonna pull down. And if you do go in there and you resurface the road and you don't fix the problem in a couple of years, you're gonna end up coming back, what, spending more money.
Well, see, I can't get them to understand. They say, oh, we went in there and lined that pipe. True enough, you lined the main line, but everywhere there's a lateral coming from a house, all they done once they lined the main line and went in there and just cut out that right there, that old lateral's old and it breaks off right there at the main line. So that creates a leak.
Mhm.
And a lot of times whenever you go in there and you reline one, well, there's voids there. And already where it's done soaked the dirt in. But if you got 4 foot of dirt under that road, and then you got a void under there, eventually that dirt's gonna start caving down with the vibration and all of the traffic.
That's why we don't want to take that concrete up there,
Yeah.
down through here, because there's some holes up underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
We've got public hearings.
One last thing, and we'll be ready to get out of here for a public hearing. We do have a resolution that deals with, the wearing of the mask and everything by our city employees. Basically, if you've not had the vaccination, then we're gonna require you to wear the mask while you're, doing your work hours. I don't have any control over anything after work hours, during work hours, because our numbers are going so high. We'll have this resolution to be presented and adopted today. And that gives the other departments, the ability to go back and determine any other special needs that they have that they need to comply with the resolution. Because like I say, you start dealing with first responders and people like that, it don't take but one person to be infected and they on that shift, then you gotta quarantine the whole shift. So, we got to think in terms of, public safety and the health and welfare of all the employees.
What about the public work? When it rains, they have to go inside.
Well, now, see, if like in an enclosed building, they would have to wear one, or in a pickup, if there's, several of them in a pickup, they would have to have a mask on.
And like if they're out in that open area, open bay and everything, it's not required, but if they go in that break room, there's a whole bunch of them kind of.
Yeah.
Did the fish shield work during all this rain we had at the lake?
It done good. Hey, I know the other week it blowed it open, but we got it shut back. Got a structural engineer looking at it, and he advised best if we cut it up into 4 sections and done the slide gate. So, but we could come back later on and do that. It ain't no emergency. On what? What kind of sign? It's big on the sign. Big on the sign down there. It's 25 miles an hour. Yeah, they probably keep getting them off of there.
Yeah, I talked about it. We gotta put some stuff in there.
Yeah. Hands on me. Yeah, I'm still not here. Okay.
good afternoon, everyone. At this time, I'd like to call to order a public hearing, for August 3rd, 2021. All members of the council are present, except for Councilman Hines. So we do have a forum. At this time, I ask for the invitation by Pastor John Woodrow.
Mr. Mayor, council members, citizens, let us pray. Gracious God, first and foremost, we thank you for being here in us and among us through your Holy Spirit. We know it's not just us here, but you're here also. We ask, Lord, as this meeting proceeds, that you guide those in authority over us. Let all words spoken here today be those of gentleness. And Lord, as we proceed with this meeting, we just ask that you fill our hearts with your spirit, that your will may be done in this beautiful community. Bless us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, please. Luke, play.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on the agenda is for a review of sales tax rebate for Old Agency LLC doing business as Mrs. Teresa's Homemade Treat. Is there anyone here for public comment? For sales tax rebate for Mr. Teresa's Homemade Treat.
I have a question, if somebody doesn't even show up for this, you know, in favor of it. Never had anybody not show up for one for tax rate. There's some reason why, do you know?
I'm trying to get up over there now, and I haven't got no response.
Like I said, this, if they want it, this is important. Seem like, to me, it seemed like they. That's the way it's gonna be. Put it off the next one.
If there are no further comments and due to Mr. Rita, no representative being here, we will reschedule this public hearing for August 17th. The next item on the agenda was for Christopher CRT Club LLC. Discussion with the council members that we're going to announce that public hearing for August 17th also. Okay. Any other comments? There being none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn this special meeting, for my special meeting, it's public hearing for, City of Monroeville.
I have a second. All in favor? Okay, this time we'll move into our regular meeting of Monroeville City Council on August 3rd, 2021.
We need to wait till 5.
Oh.
It's 10 till.
And that clock's an hour ahead. I'll be down.
Well, while we're waiting, I got something I'd like to give out to each county.
Okay.
What that is a needs assessment.
Okay.
For Mr. William Scott, I know it was available online, but in case, he didn't get a chance to do it online or any problem, I made him hard copy. And, give it back to the manager to get it.
My question of this is, I don't know
legally, I know there's a list of things, I don't know what legally we can request. So, I mean, that's some question in my mind, is that a fair question? Yes, sir, and one of the reasons to go back and look at the needs assessment is based around, you know, the guidelines, and talking to Mr. Scott, once we do this, he wants to come down and meet with the council and go through and talk about things that we may want that won't meet the guidelines. But this is just kind of like gathering some information before that meeting, so we have the recommendation. Okay.
He wants to do just the restaurant. Christopher died. And he still wants to do the food. No.
But that's what.
It's just, well, like, the restaurant is one, and the liquor, that's another license. And then the food bank will be another license.
So there's some things on there that we may.
Just tell him.
I told him.
Yeah.
He's already made, you know, some suggestions, but, after we get this done, I'll let him put that. Talk about, I've had some ideas I may mention going to, but this is, kind of giving you some idea.
Okay.
In the questionnaire, and, you know, what you like to see happen.
Mayor, Jody just told me that, that they got up with the Christopher's, and he wants to have it as a restaurant, and to name it Christopher Diner. So I'm gonna advertise it as that. Does that make? Okay.
Part of this needs assessment is not just for COVID funds, but for any ongoing grants that might be out there. Is that right?
Yeah, and, you know, and talking and things about so much of this stuff. But, it's all kind of things. Different plans. This big start. How do we make this good? How do we break this good?
Keith and Eric working on the class.
I mean, they're getting there on the boat over there, or you can get that.
Yeah, snap it, both days. Had thunderstorms up. Tangle with the shark. Pull in my face. Down that line off to the leader, but it's a break off. Been a lot of time, so we need to. I mean, the first one's fine. But after that, there's. Years.
Okay, now being 5 p.m. on August 3rd, 2021, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Monroeville City Council. First item on the agenda would be the approval of the minutes for the work session held on July 20th, 2021 at 4 p.m. Public hearing is held on July 20th, 2021 at 4:55 p.m. The regular meeting is held on July 20th, 2021 at 5 p.m. And also a special call meeting is held on July 27th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion for the approval of the minutes? Do I have a second? Any discussion? None being, all in favor? The next item on the agenda is a National Farmer Market Week proclamation. In Reading City of Monroeville, National Farmers Market Week, August 1st through the 7th, 2021, by the Mayor Charles Andrews of Monroeville, Alabama, proclamation. Whereas Monroeville farmers and ranchers provide citizens with access to beautiful, to healthful, locally and regionally produced foods through farmers markets, which are expanding and evolving to accommodate demand for a diverse array of agricultural products. And whereas farmers markets and other agricultural directed marketing outlets provide infrastructure to assist in the distribution of farm and value-added products, thereby contributing approximately $9 billion each year to the U.S. economy. And whereas farmer markets serve as significant outlets by which small to medium, new and beginning and varying agricultural producers market agricultural products, generating revenue that supports the sustainability of family farms and the revitalization of rural communities nationwide. And whereas the city of Monroeville recognizes the importance of expanding agricultural marketing opportunities that assist and encourage the next generation of farmers and ranchers, generate farm income to help stimulate business development and job creation, build community connections through rural and urban linkages, and more. Now, therefore, to further awareness of farmer markets' contributions to Monroeville, Alabama, I, Charles Andrews, State of Monroeville Mayor, do hereby proclaim the week of August 1st through 2nd, 2021, as Monroeville Market Day, Farmers Market Week, in conjunction with the observance of National Farmers Market Week. I call upon the citizens to celebrate Farmers Market. The witness thereof, I have unto set my hand the 3rd day of August, 2021, the 245th year of the independence of the United States of America. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2021-08-001. These are cost confirmation for weed abatement. Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-08-001 cost confirmation? Make a motion. Do I have a second? Okay. Any questions, discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay, I have a resolution 2021-008, weed and debris, public hearing for September 7th at 4:45 p.m. Do I have a motion to set the public hearing for weed debris on September 7th? Do I have a second? Second. Okay, any discussion? There being none?
Are we normally this far out, weeds in one dog? You know, that, where in summertime, we speed it up at all.
All in favor? The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2021-08-003, and city employees regarding COVID guidelines. Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 21-08-003? Do I have a second? Discussion?
We have any time frame on testing, like you said, if somebody came down with it, people exposed to it, we have so many days written into this that they can be tested and cleared for the people that did not get,
Who were not vaccinated? Couple of things that we got that's going to be coming with this resolution. We talked with the infectious disease specialist at the hospital, who's going to be coming and putting on a training class concerning this. And for people who want to get the vaccination, she will be able to give it at the class. The other thing I discussed with a first responder department heads this morning was obtaining thermometers so we can test the employees when they come in, see if they have an increase in temperature. And at that point, I've come back based on the overall resolution to give the department head the authority to go through and set guidelines as to when they can return to work if the test positive or the authority check the results to, things like that.
There was nothing in that part of it, because I mean, if they get rapid tests and they're clear, then, like I said, we may shut a shift down if we have 4 people exposed. So we have an opportunity to be able to let these people work if they clear.
Right, and, because you're gonna be going through your improvement case by case basis. Okay. I think that we're gonna have to let the department.
I just didn't want to blanket thing. We didn't know where we were going with that.
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, you ready for the question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we have the project agreement here on location C LLC doing business as Mr. Reese's Homemade Street. I think we're gonna table this until we go back and have public hearing. So we also have to table the project agreement on Christopher PR City as well, pending further clarification and, probably take those up at the next council. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the tax abatement for Excel Ice. Set a public hearing for August 17th at 4:45 p.m. I understand that this is a capital investment on their part.
Will we have some printed form of what that capital is going to be in it right now?
Yes, sir, we can answer that. And, so this is set a public hearing for August 17th at 4:45 p.m. You know, we'll ensure they're represented and they're on right, made aware that they need to. Do I have a motion to set a public hearing for tax abatement for Excel Ice on August 17th? That's 4:45. Okay, do I have a second? Okay, all in favor? Okay, the next item on the agenda is to set a public hearing for the sale of property on August 17th at 4:50 p.m. And this is for the property on Garden Drive.
Correct.
Involving Ron Wiggins, David. Do I have a motion to set a public hearing for the sale of the property on August 17th at 4:50 p.m.? Do I have a second? I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor? Next item on the agenda is an advertisement for a street laborer and city landscaper. To fill those positions at the Department of Public Works. Do I have a motion to advertise these positions? Have a second? Okay, any discussion?
Mayor, are we just gonna advertise the regular 2 weeks, but he was saying something
I'd
longer?
like to advertise till the end of the month.
So the- okay.
You have a vote?
We haven't voted yet, but you can.
Okay, any other discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the retirement of Mr. Ray Atkins and to be able to use his sick leave prior to retirement. Do I have a motion to accept the retirement, request from Mr. Ray Atkins along with the approval of the sick leave prior to retirement? Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, no opposed. Next item is, for the renting of the mini X in South Alabama, total for $1,000 for the week. To be taken our sidewalk repair for the purpose of, removing sediment from the, test farm there in Fairlane. So, do I have a motion to approve the rental of it? Any?
So moved.
I have a
is his request for buying one gonna come back? This is the third time? Four.
Okay, the only other item that I have that came up was for the, just to accept the quote for the pressure washing the sidewalk. And we had two quotes, one was for $9,500, and that was from,
Well, okay, get the picture with it, take his name.
okay. And the other one was for $8,500, bid, and Mr. Robert Jones III. So,
I've got a question on this, and probably should ask before we got it here, but anyway, we're waiting. Being we've gotten two bids, but these bids were, one was kind of discussed before the other one had an opportunity. Do we not need to maybe bid this out, even though it's not the amount required for us to do a bid? I mean, no, is the other person gonna say, golly, this person knew what I bid, so I'll bid cheaper?
No, I don't know if they knew what each other did, but now I had a third guy, that's in the fresh water business, but he didn't want to fool this job up here because it looked too big for him. So I would have had three quotes.
Do we not need to maybe possibly, I miss covering ourselves, is that?
Now, I will tell you this, the first quote, he was doing some tight pencil figuring whenever he come up with that figure, because he really was taking a cut on some of his cost of what it takes.
Maybe if he got the job and it looked good, he gets more business out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I would, if I was in that same situation, either way, I might be questionable about how it was handled. The fact that we discussed a person's price and then another person gave
Well,
which is less.
One thing about it, since it wasn't actually bid out, it wasn't sealed bid, it's not no,
Okay, well, everybody fine with that.
one quick question. Is, as long as it's less than $15,000.
yes, as long as you don't have to bid it out, and as long as you get more than one quote on it.
Okay, now the quotes are for the same,
Yes, sir.
same.
Well, now, yeah, the around the square and the city hall and the police station and all.
Okay, so both quotes are for the same work.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, just want everybody thinking that.
And I see Mr. Jones would have been, if he would have done, if we were gonna do the one over at the building, his would have still been less, because his would have come in at 93 something. But once I took that out, it dropped it down to 85.
So what's the true comparison, 85 to 87?
No, sir,
The true comparison is 8,500 to 87 or 83?
it was 8,500 what it was gonna cost if we'd added that other over at 93.
No, the two bids he's talking about, between the two of them.
Oh, it was like 200 something dollars.
Selling company, is it from Monroeville also?
Oh, they're from Brew.
So do I have a motion to accept the quote of $8,500 from Mr. Robert Jones III, pressure washing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? Any further discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor? Any opposed? I think that is pretty much everything that I have on the agenda. At this point, refer to council members, Councilman Burton.
Yes, and the only thing I have a compliment for Public Works. I received a letter from a resident, very thankful, Ms. Sewell, for having a hazardous tree removed from her neighborhood. So she said it was handled very professional and prompt. So, thank you. It was on the right, it was on the right.
Wood on the right way, all right.
It should be really on the right away.
Councilman McDaniel?
Well, to keep from getting anything more messed up than it's already been messed up today, we did not set a public hearing for these two here at a time frame that I advertised. We need to do that.
If you want to have it the next meeting, we got to vote on it.
Gotta handle that. We can set a time for the advertise public hearing there. We want to meet another 2 weeks.
The public hearing for Mr. Reese and Senator,
Christopher Dyer.
Diamond. Okay. To have motion to set public hearing for August 17th.
Got 2 already, so we're gonna be meeting all day.
We have one at,
45 and 150.
one at 4:50 and one at 4:55. Do you want to do it at the same time at 4:30 again, or do you want to do it?
No, they shouldn't last. Well, those 2 shouldn't last long as anything this year.
Each time 4:45.
4:45, okay.
So we have motion to set public hearing for,
We're gonna separate them.
I mean, you can fall under the same public hearing,
Okay.
and we just have 2 line items. You just go one by one.
Like we-
Yeah.
so we need a motion to set that public hearing. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? All in favor?
Eat him over there, man.
Okay. Martin? Yeah. Keith?
Do we need to mention anything about that letter of intent I spoke to you about, or just do it?
Oh, yeah. Chief spoke to me about a piece of equipment that they were looking at. And it is a letter of intent for a rescue ambulance vehicle. And the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, that the manufacturer says that if we have them a letter of intent, then they can, the third seat of support without us being committed back. And this is something possibly that we can look at, utilizing, like, COVID
If we can do that, then yes.
And I don't know how much time frame they will let us go out on, but I'll find that out. But basically, it's one that has come off the assembly line and hasn't been purchased, and they don't know when another one will be. So if we give them a letter of intent to purchase.
Because if we can't use funds out of this budget wise, we might have to wait.
They have to, if you can't think, I was thinking in terms of, last year, if you say it's in our budget, we had 250,000 by and if we reserve that, we won't take 250,000.
I hope not.
It would be available. So do I have a motion to authorize, Chief Billy Black to submit a letter of intent for the purchase of a rescue ambulance?
I said, no guarantee to buy it. You're not Michael.
Anything else?
No.
Mike? Bruce?
Now, to our farmers market this Thursday from 8 to 1.
Zach?
No, sir.
Paul?
So we will hopefully have a new clerk by the next council meeting, and I will be officially done. So much for this role.
No, you won't be, you still have to run that way. You have to reserve.
At the summer blast,
Yeah.
We had, representatives come up from Monroeville, and, we like
Oh,
to
yeah.
inform the council of that.
Yes, we had a representative from the Drug Education Council that came up and visited our camp to assist with us this year. And he was excited. We really appreciate Andy coming up and Andy Howard. He's done a fabulous job.
he actually brought items up to distribute to the kids as well. So it was a wonderful time, and we serviced the community with 104 kits to the students. So we made that happen this year. We thank all our partners that contributed to it. And thank you to RSVP and the police department and the fire department and council members that came out, and public works for helping us set up. And also the YMCA lifeguards helped us as well. So we appreciate that. And we thank everyone.
Not leaving anybody out, but do we need to send a letter to the Grove Council?
Yes,
And
that is in the works.
And that's the kids, first cousin.
My nephew, always.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Yes. Yes,
Well, I guess we got inroad to the Grove Council.
yes, we do.
Inroad to the drug dealer.
They actually visited our farmer's market last week on Thursday. Mike Cook showed up, used to work for the ABC board down in Baldwin County that I knew. And he's gonna return this Thursday to hand out more items to grandkids of people that may come up, and seniors that purchase from the farmer's market. So we look forward to having them there.
I think he said he's gonna come one meeting and bring us some fish. He's gonna try some fish for us. Yeah, he's going to the meeting, so I made contact with him and see which one of the meetings he gonna bring us some fish.
I got no part now.
I won't do it either.
Mayor, I do ask one question. Was after the meeting we had this morning, we're gonna need to purchase more masks, hand sanitizer, that type thing. And I don't know that any departments have much budget left for that. Is it okay to go ahead and purchase and we use it towards some of this COVID money to protect the employees?
Yeah, we'll go through and make that happen. I'll make a phone call so we can get that into that.
Yeah, I've already talked with him today about obtaining some more of those thermometers and stuff, and also Fort Creek Fire is sending us some hand sanitizer too. They got a bunch in, and they're sending some put that tomorrow.
No further business? Yeah, no further business of the city council of the city of Monroeville. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn this meeting in Monroe City Council.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Hey.
How are you?
Yes, ma'am. How about you? Maria said congratulations on your retirement.
He's so excited, he can't stand himself, but I don't know if I can stand him when he does.